Howdy folks, today is Global Running Day, and today I am going to share with you why I still run at 52. Alright, well today I am shooting for a 5K because my Apple Watch said get out there and do a 5K today and you'll get an award. So that's what I'm doing. Watch is on. Camera is on. I was going to go to the park to run, but Mike and I have something planned this evening, so the drive to get there to the park and back would have just dug in to what I'm trying to accomplish today, which is just a slow and steady, taking a walking break just briefly to get my wristband tightened.
Average pace 13 minutes, 48 seconds per mile.
And continuing on. Okay, my wristband on my watch was a little too loose. Didn't like it. So wanted to share why I run and how it feels to run at 52. I didn't start until I was in my mid to late 20s. And from what I understand, that happens to a lot of people, that they don't start until later in their life. So, but that's when I started. First off, I run because it gives me a sense of accomplishment for goals. So you set out something to do and you conquer it. So, but along with that, I do enjoy running, but I end up taking time off. I don't just spring back into it, especially after a marathon. I normally back off, and that is exactly what happened for my 8th marathon. Now, it was also winter. We live in the Northeast, my husband and I. So we came back and I just fell into that. I don't feel like doing it right now. And I will tell you, it is the ritual that I've had with my running throughout my life from when I started running. I'll take time off. I'll even not work out at all for a while. Which is crazy. When you're younger, you can not exercise as much. But as you get older, you really can't just be a couch potato. And I can fall into that pattern. So, I've also, along with today, getting my Global Running Award in for completing a 5K, I may have shared in some other videos that I'm also going to be doing a 10,000 step challenge. And you may ask yourself, well, why is she doing 10,000 steps? She's obviously going to get more than that from just running what I'm doing today, probably. Because a mile for me averages just a little under 2,500, I think, because of my short stride, because I only stand between 5 foot and 5'1". But while I'm on this run, and it's that I think that I tied my shoes too tight with these new laces. Well, isn't that a bummer? Okay. I'm just in my Hurricanes, but they seem to be hitting my outer foot, especially on my left, in a strange way. Not liking it. I should have just went with my guides. But I thought I'd
Average cadence.
try a little
54 steps.
different approach. So I guess we'll just have to see how this goes. I might end up having to change shoes mid-run. Normally I'd say just blast through it. You know, like some people will say, no pain, no gain. But, I don't know about this. I'd rather not hurt myself. So, my gut is go home and put on the shoes that feel right. And maybe switch back to the laces that they need to have for these shoes, which are my Hurricane 25s. They're coming out with a Hurricane 26 soon, by the way, very soon. The way I see it, I might as well just jog it in. I mean, I could walk, but still, if the shoe's too tight, it's not gonna work. So I'm just walking right now to see if it feels any better, and it doesn't. So there's definitely something going on with the shoe. All right, 1 mile in. Feels a little better, but I'm still Chicken Little about it. So I'm gonna go back and change out my shoes here. It'll probably be right around the 1.4 mile. I'll pause my watch, switch out my shoes, and go from there. I never was super speedy, but it's hard not to look at myself and be self-conscious about gaining weight, especially when I hit my mid-40s. It started to come on. I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. So, and I felt perfectly fine, but they told me that if I didn't take care of it, that I was putting way too much stress on my heart, and I was like a ticking time bomb for something to happen. So they finally convinced me about how many years ago? 15 years ago, to get that taken care of. But the first couple years I was still pretty, maintaining my average weight. And then 125 went to 135, and I was like, it's okay. And then it just kept going up. But today I struggle with my weight, and it doesn't matter how much I run, I still struggle with my weight. So, which is the reason why I want to do the 1,000 or 10,000 step challenge every day. Hello there. Can anybody see the chickens? Hello, Mrs. Chickens. AKA, also known as hens. I know that I say run, but I will be honest with myself. Even whenever I was in my most elite, under a 5-hour marathon pace, I was never what you would consider above average. I was like slightly below average with my paces. So I maintained a little under an 11-minute mile whenever I used to run marathons. And now it's something if I can do a 5K in under 12-minute mile pace. Sad but true, but that's okay. You can't beat yourself up about it, even though it sounds like that I am. I'm still out there doing it. I also want to finish up the 10,000 steps thing. Whether I get 15,000 steps in, that will include exercise and regular activity. Because what I'm trying to stay away from is the days where I become a sloth and I don't want to do anything because I have a day off. And so I might do mild house chores and catch up on a lot of my streaming services. And I call it sloth couch potato mode. I think that my health would be at a bigger advantage if I commit to whatever, regardless of whether I'm exercising or not. I need to maintain that 10,000 steps per day and not have a real low movement day. I am exactly at 1.5. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm switching over to my Guide 18s. I haven't tried the Guide 19s yet. I figured I've been into so many shoe rotations these days. My plants are leaking from the bottom, the little drain hole for our plants. But yeah, so now I've moved on to my Guide 18s, and I feel like I'm going to be much happier. Okay. All right. So now, new shoes on. Oh, that feels so much better. I think I just like a steadier, firmer shoe. I don't know. I'm not even sure if it was because they were so... It might have been because they were just so bouncy that it was springing into the sole of my foot, and my foot didn't like it. So I don't know. Maybe I should try to walk in them a little bit. See if I can break them in a little bit better. But they're great shoes. But never experienced it like that before. So those shoelaces are out. I did a 5K in the middle of March. It's one of my favorites. And I did really well, but I was also using one of my speedier shoes too. And just like that, now my hip wants to give me a problem. So I'm taking a break. I'm walking it out. And you have to listen to your body. You really, truly have to listen to your body. Everyone is different. Don't let someone else say that you're weak because you're not pushing through. I've been in athletic classes like that, where, I was in my 40s and I could feel that my knees just didn't want to do the jumps that everybody was doing in the aerobics or what. Other people may look at you, you may feel that you're weak, you're not. Everybody's built differently. And if I can get out there at my weight and my age and still go out there and run, jog, walk, crawl to the finish line of a full marathon, 26.2 miles, I'm doing it my way. Everybody's way is different, but it doesn't mean that you're incapable. You could do it the way you want to do it. And don't get me wrong, I'm trying not to be an inspirational guru here. I'm not. I just do realize that not everyone's the same, and you don't want to push yourself because somebody else said that you should. You have to do it on your own terms. And right now, my hip said, you know what? I'm not digging that right now. And it makes sense because, you know what? I've gained 10 pounds since the marathon. So, because I wasn't training well enough, and I've probably not been eating, as healthy as I was, because no matter what, it's like your brain tells you there's just certain things you need to do whenever you're trying to accomplish certain goals. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now, and I'm gonna be trying to do some phone and some Insta360. By the way, I really like this camera, and I hope that my footage comes out really well for my jog today with you all on Global Running Day. I am right now at 2.56, so I have a half a mile to go until I have my 5K in. Me, as a jogger, a runner, a crawler, whatever you want to say, I just do what I can to get me there. Last but not least, and I will update you at the end of the 3.1, but I don't want to forget, I do plan on registering for marathon number 9. That's right. It won't be until 2027. Now, this is the kicker. It's major to me because I want to try to run it in under 6 hours, which back in the day I could do. So that is my goal. They say that there's a strict time limit of 6 hours. Now, I looked at the results for this race.
So, not sure how strict they will be about the 6 hour time limit, but I definitely want to focus on finishing the marathon in under 6 hours. My camera started skipping for whatever reason with my Insta360 Go Ultra, so I'm doing a voiceover right now. The past 3 marathons that I've done, I finished in the 7 hour time limit. I mean, not at 7 hours, but you had 7 hours to complete them. So this time around, it's a 6 hour time limit, which I have had races that were 6 hour time limits, Steamtown, Big Sur, but I haven't had that in a while.
Okay, I'm home. It's done. It didn't feel that hot until after I got to like mile 2, but it's pretty hot now. Mike and I are going to do a tie-dye event at a really cool place that we'd love to go hang out and have dinner every once in a while, maybe once or twice a month sometimes. But we're going to go to RJ's. They're having a tie-dye crafting event that I'm looking forward to doing because I've always wanted to do at Disney and I never have time.
Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. She's still alive. I had to take her out of the sun. She was wilting, but I re-watered her and she's doing okay.